Namaste and welcome back everyone. Kindly be seated. We are starting our 5th session. So how was your coffee? Hope you all enjoyed it. I hope it gave you the perfect little boost because we are now heading into a very important part of the day. We move on our 5th session. The grand panel focused on global business leadership and for a resilient future. And to lead us through this powerful conversation, I now invite our distinguished speakers to join us on stage. Professor Mahindran S. Nair, Pro Vice Chancellor, Sunway University, Malaysia. Shri Pradeep Man Vaidya, President, Hindu Economic Forum of Nepal. Shri Kush Kumar Joshi, Vice Chairman, Organizing Committee, WEF 2027, Kathmandu, Nepal. Shri Swadesh Khetawat, Secretary, Organizing Committee, World Hindu Congress 2026, Mumbai, Bharat. While our speakers make their way to the stage, a quick heads up for all of you. This session includes a very special announcement, so stay tuned and get ready for something exciting. कॉफी में दम नहीं था क्या? Thank you. To kick off this grand panel, we begin with a thought leader who brings both vision and action to the table, Professor Mahindran Nair. He is a leading econometrician and data scientist known for his work in sustainable development, planetary health, and a fellow of the Academy of Sciences Malaysia and CPA Australia. He has shaped national strategies and transformed Sunway campuses into green value-driven ecosystem. Today, Professor Nair will share his thoughts on thriving in the eye of the storm, how entrepreneurs and emerging markets can navigate geo-economic disruption. Professor Mahindran S. Nair.
Namaste, Vanakkam, good day, and Salam Sejahtera from Malaysia. First and foremost, let me thank Swamiji and the organizers for inviting me to this forum, and I'd like to congratulate the organizers for a fantastic session. It's 5:30 and the crowd is still here. This is amazing, right? Which is very good. So give yourself a round of applause. I think the topic is quite an important topic because we live in very interesting times. You know, we see all the forces coming together and we have a perfect storm. And how do we navigate this through? And I've been working with the UN Sustainable Development Solution Network, within ASEAN with governments, and there are major challenges that we are facing. But also, I think with challenges comes a lot of opportunities. So I want to take you through what those challenges are and how do we navigate through these challenges as entrepreneurs, as businesses, and also as economists. So I want to touch on global trends. What are the emerging trends? And then the current new development models. I mean, this morning we heard the different businesses, the different challenges, the different opportunities. Would the current development model work? And I'll show you that some of the models that we have, development model, is outdated and it's perpetuating certain challenges. So are there new development models that we need to look at? And I was flipping through the book that Swamiji wrote on the first chapter. Is about Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. And the Dharma is about that knowledge that makes us resilient, strong, and that's what this new economic development model needs to look at. I'll talk about that. I'll talk about some of the key challenges that we are facing and what are the opportunities for businesses, for universities, for many organizations in navigating through these challenges. And I'll show you some case studies of organizations that have actually done really well during this period. So when we talk about global forces, we've been doing a lot of foresighting of what are the major forces globally. And we see that there are 10 major global forces that are shaping the global economy. Of course, the transformation of science and technology, that is having a major impact. We also came out of a pandemic, and we see that the health and well-being is going to be a major issue, and I'm going to talk about why that is a major thing. Not just communicable diseases, but many developing countries have an explosion of non-communicable diseases. Right? These non-communicable diseases, we heard about diabetes, heart disease, and so on, in many developing countries. Right? We also see economic dynamics. You know, we have tariffs, we have various trade pacts, regional groupings, and some of the dismantling of regional groupings and how businesses need to navigate this through. We're seeing legal and regulatory architecture that are changing, issues of human rights, issues of a whole host of things, including environmental standards that are going to be non-tariff barriers. Of course, we are all grappling with global warming. I'm not sure if you experience, many places have floodings and fire. And, you know, I lived in my place for 60 years, and I was never a climate change refugee. In the last 4 years, my house was flooded. So I'm a climate change refugee. Right? So global warming is a major threat across the globe. We're also seeing that different new business models that are coming or emerging. We're seeing the big players are disappearing. We're seeing smaller players are coming on board and leading to different business models. We are seeing different sociocultural dynamics in terms of cyber culture, you know, concern about globalization and a whole host of things that are happening, nationalism. We're seeing education being transformed, democratization of education, which means that you're going to see more homogeneous technology, homogeneous products and markets. Competition is going to intensify, right? We're seeing governance and political dynamics in many parts of the world. We're seeing many countries that are going through major changes in their own political systems. We're seeing one in one big country taking place that are transforming the global economy. We're also seeing demographic shifts. Many Asian countries are becoming aging economies. And this is going to have a major impact on pension, major impact on healthcare, and a whole host of things. These are the 10 global forces that people are grappling with. We also see that there are 10 science technology drivers that are changing this global architecture. We saw high computing facilities. We're seeing computational complex systems coming in. We're seeing artificial general intelligence is still in a theoretical phase where we're seeing systems that eventually will become much more complex and much more superior to human thinking. This is still theoretical, but it's happening, right? We're starting to see, somebody talk about defense, surveillance, drone technology, and we saw in the last 2-3 wars that drone technology has played a major, it's a major player. Cybersecurity, encryption, advanced materials. So the first 5 are all tied to digital. So countries that don't invest in digital technology are going to be at the mercy of the markets. Advanced material, renewable energy, nuclear technology is coming back, not just as a nuclear energy, but we are seeing pretty much a lot of nuclear technology in medical, surveillance, and so on. Behavioral sciences. We're starting to see with big data, we're starting to understand how consumers behave, how people behave. In many countries, you have many technology that are monitoring people, right? I'm sure all of us are carrying a mobile phone. Somebody is watching us, right? So behavioral science is big. That's the area that I work in. And of course, biotechnology, we're starting to see major breakthroughs. So we have global forces, we have science technology drivers. But we're also seeing another important thing, which is, oops, it's not working. Can somebody move the? Okay, sorry, I go back. Sorry. Okay, so we're also seeing many countries have economic sectors. So extractive industry is increasingly going to be important because that's where you're going to have all those elements for your mobile phone, solar technology, and so on. And there's a race towards rare earth material. Energy is going to be increasingly important, smart manufacturing. So these are the core economic sectors that are driving wealth. Smart logistics, transportation systems, healthcare, agriculture, forestry, food systems. You know, in some countries, you have a lot of food, but you have stunting and malnutrition. That means the food quality is not so great. So how do we manage that? Financial provision, professional services, education is going to be really important. We're seeing media, entertainment. Media plays a big role in shaping our worldviews. Entertainment, experience industry is going to be increasingly important. Your gaming industry, tourism, and of course, environmental and biodiversity. So this three forces, three things that we have identified. Actually, when we put it together, there's a matrix that how technology is shaping the global forces and the global forces shaping socioeconomic drivers. So there's a complex relationship between this. And unpacking this complexity is really important in many of the economic development. And most countries see it separately and are unable to grapple with these changes. So when we did policy work in ASEAN and many countries, we bring these forces together and see how these forces are transforming economic sectors and a whole host of technology itself. So I want to focus on three major forces that we are seeing that is changing the things that we are doing. The first one is artificial intelligence. I think there was a touch on artificial intelligence. We're seeing it's transforming healthcare systems, transportation, education, democratizing education. Businesses are starting to use AI, and they can, become more knowledge intensive as opposed to labor intensive. Entertainment definitely is. But we are seeing that it's staggering in terms of how AI's contribution to the economy. Almost 19.9 trillion to the global economy by 2030. So a whole host of, major contribution of AI. But AI also has a downside. We're going to see job displacement. It's not easy to shift the jobs to the higher level. So many people will be out of jobs, and there are various estimates done by Goldman Sachs and others. Skills gap, right? It's going to open up the gap between the rich and the poor, those who have and have nots, right? Privacy, data security, bias and fairness. People are going to use this information to see whether you get your insurance or whether you get financial services and so on. This is going to happen, right? Erosion of human connectedness. I know families where they live in the same house, but they connect through their computers as opposed to speaking to each other, right? And regulations, you're going to see how these platforms are going to be trained by someone that is going to generate results and make decisions for all of us if the regulation is not in place. So one side, there are positive, there's also that negative part. So this is the first force. Of course, the second one that we are all grappling with is tariff, right? And we're starting to see that's having a major impact. And how do we navigate this through? How do we ensure our supply chains are stable? Global warming. Over the last hundreds of years, we're seeing that the temperature is increasing. In the last 50 years, we have break through the temperature mark. And this is what we call Anthropocene. Anthropocene is the forces of nature, and the human beings are becoming the forces of nature that is changing the natural systems. And that's got major impact. Right? So we're starting to see this. And this is what we see. I took these images from where we are living. Forest fires, pollution. What's really fascinating is that we're seeing communicable disease like dengue and others increasing. There are recent studies that show that I think today there was some discussion of diabetes. A lot of the diabetes and other non-communicable diseases are also starting to be attributed to the contaminants in the environment that is causing inflammation and also causing disruption in our endocrine system. So we're starting to see massive changes in the environment is going to have major impact on the biodiversity. And who are the major contributors to this? I think all of us, particularly businesses, all of us that are so caught up with fossil fuels and so on. So basically we have a polycrisis, right? We have a whole host of things that are happening and governments are grappling with where do we start. So you probably heard, this is driving the volatile, uncertain, complex, and really ambiguous way of how do we make decisions, right? A whole host of things. How do we unpack this, right? So is there an alternate development model? So we know that since post-industrialization, our GDPs have gone up, everything has gone up, but we have grown at the expense of nature, right? So this is a very important chart that we show that one hand you have planetary health, the other one you have profit, and we are building our wealth at the expense of nature. And nature is reacting back. And this is what we call the zero-sum development model, where we're using a lot of fossil fuel, we're using unsustainable mining, and we are having an impact on nature. So the health of the planet is suffering. Is there an alternate model? The answer is yes. How do we shift the whole curve such that both the planet and the profitability and people thrive? And this is where we need to think about our development models very carefully, and I just want to walk through with you that. So what do? Well, this is the old model, return on investment. And this is shareholder value, profitability, right? We focus so much on profitability. And that's what the zero-sum development model is. The new paradigm is a values base. It's not return on investment, but return on values. If you read the Shastras and others, it talks about values. And interesting in economics, that is actually the value proposition, right? When we are able to show the value proposition, the right investments come in, the right talent come in. So we show the balancing between profits and planet and people are really important, right? It is no more a shareholder values, it is a stakeholder value, which includes nature. We studied Economic 101, we say what drives growth? Land, labor, capital. But where is nature? Nature is not there. And we did a review of 10 religious teachings. All of them talk about nature is the most important driver for wealth and development. So sustainable development is bringing the two together. How do we do this? So what is return on values? Economics is still very important, right? But also societal impact. Whatever we do, how do we create jobs, eradicate poverty, bring better health care, a whole host of things, and corporates can do it. I'll show you some examples. How do we have political stewardship and empowerment to incorporate nature as core to our business strategy and development? The last one is how do we incorporate the environment in all our decision-making process? It's not just our green development and so on, but it's much more than that, right? So what corporate players need to do, this is what we've been working on. They need to have a mindset shift to a nature-centric values of respecting nature, rethinking how we use the resources of nature, a whole host of things which we call 8R philosophy, right? And revitalizing, making sure that the resources that we use, we get better outcome from it. That's what nature-centric is. So one is mindset. The second one is actually about our corporate ecosystem enablers. We talked about ecosystem, but what are the enablers? Number one is infrastructure. How do we ensure that our infrastructure, corporate infrastructure, infuses that nature-based values and the technology, digitization, the talent, intellectual capital, integrity systems, the governance mechanisms that we put in within our corporate sector, within our economies, the incentives to make that transition, right? The institutional leadership and the partnership, what we call interaction, and the last one is internationalization. That's our corporate ecosystem that gives us the corporate compass, the true north. And that is what the investment should be. You may ask, well, there are costs and so on, and we'll have a discussion on that. But that helps us build something called dynamic capability, which is not just innovation, it's about learning from nature, adapting it into our corporate ecosystem, and becoming innovative. And I'll give you some examples that we have done this. We watch birds, we learned about the Bernoulli principle, we incorporated that into the aircraft, and today we have supersonic. So this is evolution that we go through. This is what we call biomimicry. So we can learn from nature on how nature manages waste. This is return on values, bringing all of them together. And you bring those mindset, the ecosystem enablers, the dynamic, that's what drives return on values. And we see that companies that build this are building back the ecosystem. This is true not just for companies, but industries, countries, right? And how do we transition from the ROI to ROV? And that's the thinking. When we drive ROV, our ROI becomes really good. This is an example of how nature-based industries of the future, this is where the future is going to be. It is about nature-based industry. It's about healthcare. And it's trillions of dollars of GDP. And we're seeing countries that are investing into this are going to be at the forefront. And it's good to hear many of the industries in India are actually investing into biomanufacturing and so on. Here are some companies that have done this really well. Patagonia. They think very, very carefully of their strategy in how wealth is balanced between environment, social, political, empowering people. This is an example of how a company has done it. I want to show you a case study close to my home, which I work with. This is Sunway. This is a mining land 50 years ago. Barren land, taken everything out. But an entrepreneur said, well, how do I transform this mining land? He built this ecosystem framework, return on values. He built 13 businesses that are aligned to the Sustainable Development Goals. And build the DNA, put in a university research center, build the DNA that supports that ecosystem development. This is why education research is so important to inform. And from wasteland to wonderland. 50 years ago, nobody will live there. Today, we have 500,000 people living there, 3 universities, right? Amazing transformation. And you see that the stock market, their stock value has gone up significantly. So you can balance between prosperity, the planet, and the people. But it requires significant mindset shift, right? Key takeaway. We need to recalibrate our development model at the corporate level, at the industry level, and so on. To do that, we need to look at a ROV-driven development, right? And I want to leave you with the last slide. We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. Yes. We borrow it from our children.
Yes.
Right? Think about what you want to leave your children behind. Here are some of the resources that I've left, that we have written on return on value. I know it's a new concept, but we've been using a lot in many of our development work with the corporate sector, and you can go to our website. But one of the things that we have is we have a workshop that we are running with corporates, on how do we make the transition, how do you measure your ROV. Later on in the Q&A session, I'll show you how we helped companies make those decisions where they are not even breaking even. By showing their ROV, they're able to draw in the right investments, the talent to grow their businesses. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you, Professor Nair, for a timely reminder that resilience, innovation, and sustainability must go hand in hand in today's world. Up next, we turn our attention to Nepal, a country rich in natural resources, talent, and opportunity. Please welcome Shri Pradeep Manvedya, President of the Hindu Economic Forum of Nepal and Chairperson of Vijaydeep Laboratories, a leading pharmaceutical company. He is also a founding member of Global Compact Nepal and has held key leadership roles in Nepal's banking, hydropower, and commerce sector. Shri Vaidya will now address us on the topic unlocking investment potential in Nepal. Shri Pradeep Man Vaidya.
Thank you. Are you still tired? I know you have been listening to the lectures from morning. So, will you please follow me what I say? Please repeat that. Okay? Just to make you fresh. Jai Sri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Sri Ram. Jai Sri Ram. Thank you.
That will make you aware.
Adarniya Swamiji, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the World Hindu Economic Forum team of Adelaide for organizing this remarkable gathering. This event, titled Empowering Growth, Prosperity, Innovation and Sustainability, serves as a beacon for unity, allowing us to come together, strengthen our understanding, and collectively build better economic future for our respective nations. I would also like to offer my deepest respect to Swami Bigyanandaji, the visionary chair of the World Hindu Economic Forum, and to Mr. Rajendraji, the esteemed chair of organizing committee, for their invaluable leadership in making this event possible. It is a deep honor to represent Hindu Economic Forum Nepal at this global platform here in Adelaide. I bring with me not just the voice of our forum, not just the voice of Nepalese living in Australia, those who are present here, but the spirit of a nation, Nepal, where the Himalayas are not just mountains, but living temples, where rivers flow with stories, and where economy and ethics have always walked hand in hand. We are gathered here to reform something powerful, that economic thought grounded in dharma, self-reliance, inclusiveness, and services as answers not just for our community, but for the world. In today's fractured business environment, the values of ethical entrepreneurship, conscious capitalism, and sustainable development are no longer alternatives, they are necessities. This is why the World Hindu Economic Forum matters. It is not just an association, it is a movement, one that is reviving the timeless Hindu approach to wealth and prosperity for a modern world that desperately needs it. At the Hindu Economic Forum Nepal, we are proud to be a part of this movement. We are working with private and public partners to develop investable opportunities in tourism, agriculture, health, education, and wellness, coordinating across Nepal's 7 provinces to prepare projects that honor our tradition and fuel our future. And most importantly, nurturing the next generation to carry forward the Hindu philosophy of Hindu ethical business. One of the greatest opportunities we see is in the religion tourism. The recent Kumbh Mela in India showed us how faith, when organized and celebrated, can generate massive economic activity, reviving the cities, creating livelihoods, and educating the world about Hindu civilization. Nepal holds similar tapped potentials, sacred sites such as Pashupatinath temples in Kathmandu, a renowned temples dedicated to Lord Shiva in his form as Pashupati, the Lord of living beings. Muktinath of Divyadesham, referenced in the Hindu Puran, the Lumbini, birthplace of Lord Buddha, Janakpur Dham, the birthplace of goddess Sita, Devghat, Gosai Kunda, Bharat Chhatra, Pathivara, and Ruru Chhatra are just spiritual centers. They are engines of growth waiting to be activated with the right vision and investment. But Nepal's contributions to Hindu civilization goes beyond temples and trails. It is believed that parts of the Rig Veda, Upanishad, and other important texts were conceived, compiled, or practiced in the Himalayan belt of Nepal, where rishis meditated, taught, and passed on wisdom in its purest form. This gives Nepal a unique role, not just as a tourist destination, but as a center of Hindu education and spiritual scholarship. Imagine centers where youth from around the world come to learn not just yoga and Ayurveda, but the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, the discipline of Chanakya, and the ethics of Hindu commerce. We already have the landscape, we have the heritage, all we need now is the collaboration of visionaries and institutions like yours to bring this to life. Even in our epics, Nepal plays a crucial role. Remember when Lakshman was wounded in battle and Hanuman flew to the Himalayas to bring the life-saving Sanjeevani Booty. That mountain, it is believed, still resides in Dasula and the western part of Nepal. This is not just a story, it is a reminder of Nepal's healing potential, waiting once again to be shared with the world. As we prepare to host the World Hindu Economic Forum 2027 in Nepal, we extend a heartfelt invitation to all of you to not only participate, but also to explore, invest, and co-create with us. Together, we can build a prosperous Nepal that uplifts not just its own people, but offers a new model of development for the world, one rooted in dharma, heritage, and hope. Thank you very much. Namaste, Jai Nepal, Jai Dharma, and Hindu Ekta. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pradeep ji. I now invite Shri Kush Kumar Joshi ji. He is co-founder and CEO of Nepal Ekarat Engineering, a leading manufacturer supplying over 90% of Nepal's distribution transformers, a former FNCCI president and featured in the CEO magazine. He now serves as vice chairman of the organizing committee for the World Hindu Economic Forum 2027 in Kathmandu. To highlight Nepal's rising role in the global economy landscape, Shri Kush Kumar Joshi will speak on unlocking investment potential in Nepal. A new era begins with WEF 2027 in Kathmandu.
Namaste, Adelaide. Namaste, Australia. Respected Swamiji and my dear fellow Rajendra Panditji and the organizing committee of WHF 2025 in Adelaide in Australia, and fellow participants and fellow my Nepalese countrymen, Nepalese brothers and sisters, friends. Can you clap that one? How much Nepali we are here? Great. So I've given slides for 20 minutes, I suppose. I have split it in three categories, three parts. One is some of the glimpse, and one is the video, which I really wanted to take you there in Nepal, what it is exactly. This month belongs to Shravan, we call, from July 15th to August 15th, the Shravan Mahina, Shravan month. And this month is we worship Lord Shiva. So, my dear colleague Pradeep Dai has already said Sri Ram, Jai Sri Ram. So I want to say Jai Sambho, Jai Sambho,
Yes.
Jai Sambho. Because I just recently visited the Mansarovar, and this month is for the Lord Mahadev. To make it vibrant, I just wanted to show you the glimpse of Nepal, what it is exactly, to make you thrill what Nepal lies about, what secrets about Nepal, what virginity, what sanctity, what holiness about Nepal. Can you play the video, please? Thank you. So, what the picture is about Nepal? What the diversity, what is the culture, how is the culture, holiness? You name it, whatever it is you want to have it, all we have in Nepal. That's what we want to showcase in Nepal, what it is. Nepal, where gods walk among humans, where all life is sacred. Of course, we are promoting Nepal as the WHF 2027 after the 25 year in Adelaide, then afterwards in Mumbai in 2026, then 2027 in Nepal. We feel proud that how we are going to develop, how we are going to showcase Nepal in front of you, so that you love to come to Nepal, you love to invest in Nepal, you love to see Nepal, and you love to see the culture, heritage, values, and holiness of Nepal. As I said, Nepal, where gods walk among humans, where all life is sacred. Next slide. Yeah. As we see, the highest mountains in the world, rich heritage, living cultures, abundance in wildlife and natural resources, brave Gurkhas, warm and welcoming peoples, all are essence of Nepal. I would like to borrow from Swamiji. He has been numerous times visiting Nepal, he knows, next slide please. He knows the Nepal, he smelled the Nepalese soil, what it is. He knows the culture, he knows the Nepalese religion, Nepalese holiness. And I wanted to borrow the statement what Swamiji has said. Nepal holds a unique place in the Hindu world. Spiritual heritage in unparalleled. It is the land of Pashupatinath, Muktinath in the Himalayas, which have been sanctified as sages and yogis for millennia. As he said, and we are also saying that we are planning to host a major World Hindu Economic Forum event in Nepal in 2027. Nepal is a natural choice. It has the dharmic capital, the people, and the geographical heritage locations. So, but to participate meaningfully in Nepal needs to build up its economic narrative. As Swamiji has recently visited Nepal during the launch of his book, Hindu Manifesto, this was the initiation of also giving some glimpse about the 2027 WCF program initiation and preparedness. We launched this book in Nepal, in Kathmandu, and in Pokhara, both ways, and we have warm response from all the participants who has been participated in that program. And that gives a lot of encouragement to us to hold this 2027 visit World Hindu Economic Forum in Nepal. We are trying to put this one as not only the event, as Swamiji has said in his book, Dharmasya Mulam Artha, Arthasya Mulam Rajya. So that means this event is not only for participating in Nepal to see the culture, heritage, or the Nepalese beauties, or Nepalese sightseeing, but also to invest in Nepal, what it is. So we have formed the committee for making this event as a milestone for Nepal, to making much more investment in Nepal. So we tie up with the Nepal government. This is the CEO of Nepal's government, Mr. Sushil Gyawali. He is the investment board CEO, which is under the Prime Minister's directly board. So this is the one window policy, one window office, or one window execution part. So wherever any kind of investment is coming to Nepal, this board can facilitate to you to welcoming in Nepal for any kind of hindrance what we have in Nepal. So can you, he has some words to say on that one.
This is Sushil Gyawali from Investment Board of Nepal. First of all, I would like to thank to the organizer of this very important event, the World Hindu Economic Forum that is being held in Australia. Nepal is a country of having almost 82% of its population as Hindu. This is a country of having its culture deeply rooted back in the history of having its Sanatan Hindu religion at the core. Pashupatinath, which is one of the world's holiest places for Hindu, lies in Nepal. The Muktinath, from where one of the holiest rivers, Kali Gandaki, originates, lies in this country. Janakpur, where Sri Ram married with Mata Janaki, lies here. Rishi Muni invented the Vedas in this soil. Nepal is also famous for its natural beauty. The highest peak in the world, Sagarmatha, lies in this country. We have mountains named with the names of gods and goddesses. With the best blending of culture and nature, this country offers unique opportunity for tourism. Having yoga and meditation in its daily life, this is one of the best places for the people who want to regenerate and spend their peaceful and refreshing mind and soul. This place also gives investors to their good return by investing in culture and nature-based tourism projects. Nepal offers you good opportunities to make your investment for the development of wellness centers, hospitality industries, and other tourism infrastructure projects. Being a neighboring country of India, where almost 1.14 billion Hindu population are residing, Nepal offers a huge market for any investment made to cater the services to such a huge population. In this context, I would like to welcome you all to Nepal and make your investment in such sectors which will give you a good return and at the same time give a high level of satisfaction. Once again, thank you so much and wish the great success of this very important event. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Sushilji. So as I have shown the video, what we have
Namaste.
in Nepal. Okay. You don't need to repeat that again, right? So Nepal has got enormous potential of every sector, as what is said. And also the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of Nepal Investment Board has been with us to facilitate for your investment in Nepal to be secured, return on time, and safeguarding of Nepal's policy. That time, 2027, we'll have a new government in Nepal. So we are working with the policies, we are working on the field of events, we are working on the field of areas where investment areas. So Nepal has got 7 provinces. So we are working with the 7 province chief ministers about their projects, what they have, and we are selecting the projects from each province, 2 mega projects. So there will be 14 showcasing projects from the 7 provinces. Each province has 2 mega projects, which we are trying to select in that time. And as I said, Nepal has got the unique advantage for India, China, or the rest of the world, as we said. Every country has got the unique potential, of course. Every country wants to sell their country potential, whatever they have. But as we see, Nepal has enormous potential which has not been tapped yet. There's a lot of opportunity. And the money flows there where we have the policies in place. And we are trying our level best to get the policy formulation so that the money attracts, the investment attracts in Nepal. So if Nepal is rich, we'll really establish the cultural values of Hindu origin. Hindu philosophy, as Swami has said, it has got the rooted value of the ethical values and responsible business practices, which create the responsible society and responsible nation, responsible world. As I said, the world has been decreasing about the development process, what we have, the carbon emissions and all. So we are trying to do the clean environment project, green projects, biodiversity projects, which will enable us to bring new culture, new environment, and that will clean the whole society also in Nepal. That's what we are trying to do in Nepal with the cultural values, with the Hindu philosophy, what we have. So this is the platform which we are creating for the strong business network with the commitment to investment, innovation, infrastructure development, regulatory reform, new product offering, and new opportunities that leverage technology and intellectual and international synergies. We have selected the areas of opportunities what we have, as I said. Next slide, please. Yeah. We do have a lot of potential in Nepal, but lack of infrastructure, of course, and connectivity, we are not tapping or exploring that potential what we have in Nepal. So we are lacking, we're deficit in the infrastructure and also in the connectivity. And this area is also very vast potential and untapped challenges and untapped areas where you can invest in Nepal to get the better result, which will enabling us for the tourism, which will enabling us for the agriculture and agrotech industries in Nepal. So first of all, these areas, infrastructure and connectivity, and that will foster tourism. Every industries, agriculture, agrobase, these are the areas where we are elaborating on that time. So other one is also, as world is moving on the new technology, innovations, IT. So these are the areas where Nepal also aiming up to gear up for that. And Nepal has that technology innovation sectors where the youth minds of Nepal is very creative minds. They are not only in Nepal, they are all over the world. They are doing their level best by their skills and technology and know-how. That is untapped and also in Nepal. That is the opportunity what we are trying to set up in Nepal afterwards. And also the young entrepreneurs, the startup people has got the tremendous, excellent, innovative ideas which we can see in Nepal. Small country, of course, not very big population, of course, but the Nepalese, wherever they go, they have set their goals, they have set their mindset, they have set their brand, a Nepalese brand, Nepalese people. They can they can do wonder if they can get the opportunity. Like in Australia also, a lot of Nepalese people are here. They are doing wonder because they got the opportunity. So we're trying to create the opportunity in Nepal itself so that these Nepalese people also can come to Nepal, of course. They're startup people. The most important issues in Nepal is the migration. Every year we have 700,000 people going abroad for the job seekers. And we are not creating any job in Nepal. And this platform will create the job in Nepal. And these people will come to Nepal afterwards, and they will work for the nation. That's what we are trying to aim to get the investment in Nepal. So there are a lot of things which we wanted, but we have a time left, I think three minutes. So event which will be memorable to all of you. As you said, if you want to go to Nepal, you see the Pashupatinath is there, Muktinath is there. Swamiji has been really marketing well to Nepalese people, Nepalese old heritage things. And these are the things which we are trying to market, not only for you, to get the holy place of Nepal as a Hindu philosophy has to work together to do the good business. And that business will prosper Nepal, that business will prosper the whole of the world, is what we can say. So these are the things which we are trying to do in that time. There are a lot of opportunity which we are trying, networking and collaboration, business and investment opportunities, promotion of Hindu values in business, support for startup and entrepreneurs, strengthening and diaspora connections, focus on regional development, economic diplomacy and trade relation, fostering investment in key sectors. We also have, the next slide please. Yeah. So this program will be 1.5 days like what we are doing here in Adelaide or in Mumbai also. So 2 days of thematic panel discussions, powerful keynotes, addresses and fireside dialogues, international local participation, a strategic focus on investment in all 7 provinces, international and national speakers, pitching deck, making Nepal marketplace for all of us and all of you. That's what we are trying to do in Nepal. So we are trying to welcome Nepal in 2027. There are a lot of things to work, and our team is working very hard, and our inspiration is Swamiji. Swamiji always says, you need to work hard, you need to show that to the world that what Nepal lies about it, what Nepal has got the potential about it. And then that is the showcase for Nepal, to see what kind of opportunity lies in Nepal, and you can invest not only for you, for the nation, for the mankind, for the society, for the environment, for the world. That's what we say. So, I suppose, next slide, please. You'll also have an opportunity, as Nepal has got as I say, the northern part of Nepal as the Himalayas. The Himalayas is all snow-capped, white, and which is the place of Lord Shiva. He stays in the Himalayas. Of course, Mount Kailas, as I said, that also lies in the Himalayas. So we are blessed from the Lord Shiva, which is sit on the top of us, and that Himalayas beauties, the adventures, you can tap that one. You can see these kind of beauties in Nepal. There will be a lot of showcasing organization, tour organizing we're trying to do for you. As whoever wanted to come to Nepal, they say, okay, well, I want to go to Pashupatinath. Pashupatinath jayenge karke bolte hai. Of course, Pashupatinath is the place first you have to visit. Then there's a lot of other potential areas of worship, which is we are trying to showcase you to all to see the Nepal. So next slide please. Let's look forward to welcoming you in Nepal in 2027. There are a lot of things to more. We are also going to pitch in 2026 in Mumbai also. And our team is working very hard to welcome you in Nepal for the good hospitality, and you'll remember Nepal is the place where you can get happiness. Thank you very much. To participate, you can register at Nivesh Nepal 2027. Next slide. This is what the glimpse about So to participate, register at niveshnepal2027.com. Nivesh is the word of Sanskrit which means investment. So we have discussed with the Swamiji what could be our logo, what could be the tagline. So he said Nivesh would be the best one. So he said Nivesh Nepal is the one where you can invest, enjoy, and see the happiness what we have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kush Kumar ji. Now it's time to turn our attention to World Hindu Congress 2026. To tell us more, we have with us Shri Swadesh Khetawat ji, the Secretary of WHC 2026 Mumbai Organizing Committee. He is the Managing Director at Green Sources. He is also the founder and promoter of Texan Gulf and Plus Business Machines Limited. Beyond his business ventures, he serves as the President and Trustee of Apna Ghar Ashram, Mumbai, which is part of the world's largest home for the destitute. He also runs a home for cancer patients in Mumbai and established the Ram Lal Khetawat Scholarship to sponsor engineering students. He currently holds the position of Vice President of Vishwa Hindu Parishad Konkan Prant, Shri Swadesh Khetawat.
Namaste Adelaide, Pranam Swamiji, and most importantly, thank you Rajendra ji and team for this opportunity to present the World Hindu Congress 2026 to you. So, as Deepaji already introduced, I have the responsibility as the secretary of the organizing committee for the World Hindu Congress 2026. I'm sure you would have heard this many times from Swamiji, but I would still like to repeat this, that the World Hindu Congress, one of the primary objectives is to present Hindus globally. And as Swamiji says, unless we are visible, we will not be acceptable. And unless we attain acceptability, we cannot attain respectability. So the goal of the World Hindu Congress and also the World Hindu Economic Forum is to attain this position globally. So World Hindu Congress is a platform for the worldwide resurgence of the Hindus, where best of the best like you sit together, and this is held every 4 years, and we have 7 conferences. The economy conference, which is being held today, education, media, politics, women, youth, and organizations. Now each such conference is conducted by an independent organization. For example, the economy is conducted by the World Hindu Economic Forum, Hindu Education Conference, which is conducted by the Hindu Education Board, the Hindu Media Conference, Hindu Political Conference, the Hindu Youth Conference, Hindu Women Conference, and the Hindu Organizations Conference, which is conducted by the Hindu Organizations, Temples, and Associations Forum. As you all know, the journey of the World Hindu Congress started in 2014 at New Delhi, Bharat. We had about 1,800 delegates from 53 countries attending this. Some of you would have attended this, I'm sure. I can see, I was not part of the World Hindu Congress at that time, but I have heard that some of them are present here. So these are some of the pictures of the World Hindu Congress 2014. So the next World Hindu Congress was held in 2018, and this was held at Chicago. So we had about 2,500 delegates from over 60 countries. Now these are some of the pictures from the World Hindu Congress 2018 from Chicago. Then obviously the next World Hindu Congress was in 2023 in Bangkok, and it got delayed by a year because of COVID. So this was held in 2023 at Bangkok, and the Bangkok team is present here. So 2023, we saw about 2,200 delegates from 62 countries, although the number of delegates was slightly lower than Chicago, but the number of country participations increased. Now, what has been the impact of the past World Hindu Congress? So, if you see this chart, we have comparison from 2014, 18, and 2023. So, on every parameter from the attendees to the number of countries to the number of speakers, poster presentations, and sessions, we have had an increase or we have improved. And finally, we are now looking at Mumbai, which is going to be in 2026, which is the next year. Now, this is one quote from Sri Francois Gautier, which I would like to read out to you, which has been very important and very aptly, this was said, I think, in 2018 at Chicago. Many of us felt that history has been made here. For the first time since the last Hindu empire of Vijayanagar, Hindus proudly gathered to remind the world that every sixth human being on this planet is the inheritor of the most ancient living knowledge. They stood together and shouted, "We are here. We have been on this earth at least 10,000 years, and we have much to give the world." I have attended many such conferences and seen that they provide few real changes. But this one was different. It was a tangible symbol, a sign, an occult happening. Swami Vivekananda's and Sri Aurobindo's call for a renaissance of Bharat has begun. So this is, you can see, a poster of our World Hindu Congress 2026, and our motto there is Samana Vritta Sahachittam, and it means shared commitment, collective resolve. So I'm sure many of you recognize this picture. This is the picture of Sri Ajay Piramal, who is the chairman of the organizing committee. Unfortunately, he is not present here. So I'm representing World Hindu Congress 2026 on behalf of the entire team. And I will very strongly urge, request all of you to please be part of this, not only by attending the conference, but also trying to contribute in the form of, trying to recommend a speaker or in any which way which you think will go towards the success of this conference. It is going to be held in Mumbai, 18th, 19th, and 20th of December. Very soon we will be releasing information how you can register for this conference. And I really look forward to seeing all of you there. This is going to be held at the most beautiful Geo World Convention Center in Mumbai. We recently had the World Hindu Economic Forum there. It was held in December 2024, which was last year. Quite a few of you have attended this. And it is going to be the same location, but on a much larger scale. We are expecting about 3,000 to 4,000 delegates to be attending this conference. So I would like to play a small video on World Hindu Congress 2026.
The World Hindu Congress stands as a global platform with a noble mission: enhance the visibility, acceptability, and respectability of Hindu society while reclaiming thought leadership on the world stage. The profound journey of the World Hindu Congress began in 2014 in New Delhi, Bharat, guided by the theme Sankachadvam Samvadadvam, step together, express together. It transcended boundaries and ventured to Western shores in 2018, with Chicago becoming the host for the World Hindu Congress with the theme Sumantrite Suvikrante, echoing the mantra Think collectively, achieve valiantly. In 2023, this movement moved to Bangkok with the theme Jayasya Ayatanam Dharma, meaning Dharma, the abode of victory. Throughout this entire journey, the World Hindu Congress continued to infuse strength into Hindus globally and became the clarion call for the grand awakening of Hindu civilization. Now, after 12 years, the World Hindu Congress returns to its roots in Bharat. The World Hindu Congress 2026 will be organized in Mumbai from the 18th to the 20th of December with the theme Samanam Vrittam Sahachittam, declaring shared commitment, collective resolve. We extend an earnest invitation to all Hindus to come together and be part of this remarkable journey at the World Hindu Congress 2026 Mumbai, further galvanizing the Hindu resurgence on a global scale.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing all of you in December 2026 in Mumbai. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Swadesh ji. And with this, I thank all our distinguished speakers for this remarkable session. Thank you. Dear delegates, keep your energy up. A very special address is coming your way soon. We will be hearing from Mr. Raymond Spencer, a remarkable leader who truly represents the bond between Australia and Bharat. It's a moment worth waiting for, but before that, you may have seen her as the face of our daily video blogs guiding delegates throughout. Now I'm pleased to invite Ms. Gandhali Niwal to the stage to lead the sponsor recognition segment. Gandhali.
Namaste. I'm Gandhali Niwal, a proud volunteer with the World Hindu Economic Forum. It is now my honor to invite on stage Swami Vigyananand Ji, the visionary founder and the chairman of the World Hindu Economic Forum, to formally recognize and present the token of appreciation to our generous sponsor of WAVE 2025 in Adelaide. Organizers and sponsors' support has been truly instrumental. Quite simply, this event would not have been possible. Certainly not at this scale, without their commitment and generosity. We are deeply grateful for our incredible support of our platinum sponsor. May I invite Shri Sunil Uplab, representing Shubham Tanks and Liners Private Limited, come forward and accept this token of appreciation. Please give the round of applause for the Shubham Tanks and the Liners Private Limited. Next, we acknowledge our invaluable sponsor, our gold sponsor. May I request Shri Sunil Kumar Saraf from Saraf Global to kindly join us on stage to receive this token of appreciation. A sincere gratitude to our silver sponsor whose support has been equally impactful. Shri Ravi Patel, Fortune Living. Shri Madhusudan Shirsagar, Hind Offshore. Shri Madhusudan Shirsagar, Hind Offshore. Shri Sujan Adhikari, Sujan Studio. Shri Madhusudan Chauhan, Jiva Ayurveda. Madhusudan Chauhan, Jiva Ayurveda. A heartfelt thank you for our bronze sponsor for standing with us. Shri Ashutosh Yalshram, Westpac. Shri Sri Ram Krishna, National Stock Exchange. Shri Madhusudan Shirsagar, Hind Offshore. Shri Sri Ram Krishna, National Stock Exchange. Shri Anish Shah, PMA Associate. Shri Anish Shah, PMA and Associate. Shri Dr. Sujata Sheshadari Nathan, Basis Fund Services. Shri Ghansham Ahuja, Think You Wet. Shri Krishna Bartaula, Expert Education and Pre-Board. Shri Anish Shah, PMA and Associate. Dr. Sujata Sheshadari Nathan, Basis Fund Services. Dr. Sharad Pandit, Care 24/7. Ashutosh Gaur, Sadafal Engineers. Jatin Luthra, Loyal Indian Groceries. Sandeep Khurana, 3i Strategy. Shri Amit Kumar Das, iSoft. Now I would like to thank Government of South Australia and Zoho for being the organizing partner of World Hindu Economic Forum 2025 Adelaide. We have Rakesh Prabhakar ji, General Manager of Zoho Australia and New Zealand, to come on stage. Please join me in giving all our sponsors a big round of applause for their incredible generosity and commitment. Your support and strength our collective mission to make Hindu community visible, acceptable and respectable on the global economic stage. Once again, thank you to each of you. Now I have the pleasure to invite Srimati Dipti Pandey to lead us into the next segment of today's program. Over to you, Dipti ji.
Thank you, Gandhali. Dear delegates, I hope you're having a good day, good evening, and a nice lunch. So, dear delegates, we now arrive at a very special and heartfelt moment in our program, a moment of recognition and gratitude. As you know, the strength of the World Hindu Economic Forum lies in the dedication of our Karyakartas, selfless individuals who fuel this global movement with their time, passion, and unwavering belief in our collective mission. Today, we are proud to honor some truly exceptional delegates, individuals whose consistent participation and steadfast support have left a lasting impact on WHEF. These are the delegates who have attended the most WHEF conferences over the years, demonstrating an extraordinary level of commitment. Their dedication is not only inspiring, it is a powerful testament to the strength, unity, and global reach of our forum. So with deep appreciation, I invite you all to join me in a warm and thunderous round of applause as we welcome Swami Vijnananand to present these well-deserved certificate of appreciation. And now, I have the honor of inviting Sri Ashok Chogle. He has been an ardent supporter of the Hindu movement for many years, a steady force since the very beginning of the World Hindu Economic Forum. Though he may prefer to stay away from the spotlight, we believe it is important to acknowledge him, because his quiet dedication and actions inspires others to follow in his footsteps. And let me say this, by recognizing him today, we are not honoring him. It is we who are honored, because in acknowledging his service, we uphold the very values this movement stands for. Can I please ask everyone to give a standing ovation to Mr. Chogle? Thank you. The next on the list is Shri Sushil Saraf ji. Can I have a round of applause, please? Thank you, Sushil ji. Professor Gudam Agesan ji. He's here all the way from New Zealand. I think the round of applause shall continue. Thank you, Ganaji. Dr. Manoj Motwani ji. Thank you. Thank you. Round of applause, please. Shri Nand Kishore Rathi ji. Next in the line is Shri Sriraj Nair ji, all the way from Bharat again. Shri V.K. Raghu ji. Shri V.K. Raghu ji. Shri Prem Singh Rawat ji. Shri Prem Singh Rawat. Shri K.P. Rajan ji. Akila ji. And Srimati Chaya Nanjappa ji. Srimati Chaya Nanjappa. Thank you. Can I request all the awardees to come on the stage to have a photograph with Swamiji? बाद में, स्वामी जी. Can I have a round of applause for all these great leaders in their own fields who have been inspiring us? Thank you, everyone. Kindly be seated on your desks. And finally, I would like to request Srimati Akhila Rathinam ji to come on the stage, please. Srimati Akhila ji. The distinguished honor is presented to Srimati Akhila Rathinam in recognition of your unwavering commitment, remarkable dedication, and exceptional contribution to Hindu education, organization, and rejoicing in Australia. We are privileged to bestow upon you this extraordinary honor. You are an inspiration for all of us women here, Akhila ji. Thank you so much. Can I have a standing ovation for Srimati Akhila ji, please? Thank you, Akhila ji. You deserve this. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a seat, please.
Thank you, Dipti ji. It's a special occasion for all of us today. Under the guidance of Swami Vijnanand ji, the idea of Har was first conceptualized at World Hindu Economic Forum 2024 in Mumbai. Today it stands as an official registered entity. And now, here on this platform, on the platform of World Hindu Economic Forum 2025 in Adelaide, we are proud to launch Har, the Hindu Association of Restaurant, Hotel, Ahar, and Refreshments. To officially launch Har, I now invite Shri Rajendra Pandey ji, Shri Nikhil Vachani and Prakash Bhusa ji from Thakar Veg Restaurant, Shri Devang from Chatmosphere, Shri Sundarajan Rammurthy ji from Murugan Idli, Shri Raj from Delhi Sweets, Shri Sunny Patel from Sankalp. Can we show the next slide, please? Shri Alpesh Sachdev, हमारे अल्पेश भाई is the coordinator for Har. We are not just launching an association, we are reviving a civilizational force. From temple kitchen to royal feast, from bustling street stall to elegant five-star dining, Hindu food culture has nourished minds, built communities, and passed down timeless value for generations. With Har, we unite the custodian of this living heritage. A big round of applause, people. Thank you. We now come to one of the most heartfelt moments of the forum, recognizing the incredible people who work tirelessly behind the scene to make WEF 2025 Adelaide possible. To take this forward, I now hand over the stage to Shri Manish Bhavnani, Executive Member of the Hindu Economic Forum of Australia. Manish ji is a financial service professional based in Adelaide with a business degree from Cardiff School of Management. He has been a commercial banker with more than 16-year experience. He has represented esteemed banks like Roba Bank, Bharat, Standard Chartered, and Yes Bank. Manish ji is also known for blending academic knowledge with practical business leadership and creating purpose-driven financial and banking solutions. Manish ji, stage is all yours.
Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. I now request Swamiji to give away the signed books for the Hindu Manifesto as a token of appreciation to our volunteers.
Bring the book. I haven't read it. Did you announce the name? Announce the name.
Let us have a thunderous applause as we welcome our dedicated volunteers on stage. Kumar Aditya Rudra Pandey,
Youngest member. Book लेके आओ ना.
Sushri Gandhali, okay. Srimati Dayavati Pandey, Srimati Deepa Singh, Srimati Dipti Pandey, Srimati Sandhya Sheshadri, Srimati Ritu Dairyani, Srimati Sabha DC, Srimati Kavita Gaud, Shri Sheshadri Vidyam, Shri Shivakumar Krishnan, Shri Vedant Mishra, Shri Kultej Varma, Shri Venkatesh Gopal, Shri Dheeraj Raghav, Shri Alpesh Sachdev, Srimati Tapasya, Shri Madhusudan Jairam, Shri Nikhil Kumar, Shri Ramesh Adiga, Shri Rudra Upadhyay, and now the one and only Shri Rajendra Pandeyji. I did take the name. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah, I did. On behalf of WHEF 2025, we express our deepest gratitude for your dedication, passion, and hard work. You are the heart and soul of this forum. Through your tireless efforts, from planning to execution, you have helped us unite global minds under a common mission. You embody the spirit of think in future for the future. Thank you for making this event a resounding success.
आप भी वहाँ खड़े हो जाओ, आपको पुस्तक नहीं मिला। Our Karkarta Manoj ji and Rashtriya ji have brought Bharat Mata from Hong Kong. So I am going to project on behalf of all of you to our Rajendra Pandey ji, Chairman of the Organizing Committee of the World Hindu Economic Forum. So he will remember even Bharat Mata always here in Adelaide.
This event would not have been complete without the support of our young volunteers. I would like to have the honor to call our young volunteers, the future of the Hindu community in Australia, to the stage. Please come here. Come on. These girls that you are seeing here today are the players of Vishwa Hindu Parishad Cricket Club in South Australia. These girls were the reigning champions of the cricket club, of the Cricket Association and the under-15 and under-12 tournament. We would like to also acknowledge the young youth who are here with us today. And there are two other volunteers, Jalpa ji and Garima ji, and Deepa ji. Please come on the stage. And Gandali can come as well. And Archana ji and Ranjani ji, thank you. Please come in the front. Okay, ji. Mr. Sai ji and Mangal Sharda ji, are you there? Mangal Sharda ji? Sai? Okay. Sai hai kya? Okay. So Mangal Sharda ji is the transport coordinator. who has tried his best to support you with transport queries. And thank you for the opportunity to serve you. Namaste.
Thank you, everyone. It's time to celebrate the thriving bond between Australia and Bharat. And who better to reflect on this partnership than someone who has lived, worked, and built bridges across both the nations, Mr. Raymond Spencer. Mr. Spencer was born in Adelaide and studied at the University of Adelaide. He has lived and worked in the United States, Bharat, and Europe with over 35 years of experience in international business, finance, leadership, and company growth. He has worked in 18 countries and currently serves as the chair of Zen Energy. He is also an investor, company director, and advisor to global business and non-profit organizations. Please join me in warmly welcoming Mr. Raymond Spencer.
Thank you, and good evening. I acknowledge Swamiji, the many distinguished guests who have been previously recognized, and each one of you, honored guests all. Namaste. It is my great privilege to speak to you today on a subject close to my heart, the deepening relationship between Australia and Bharat and the unique moment we find ourselves in, a moment rich with opportunities for shared values-based prosperity. Today I speak not simply as an Australian-based business person, but as someone who has walked a lifelong journey with Bharat. My story is not theoretical. It's been grounded in lived experience, personal relationships, and decades of business and community engagement in India and with India's international relationships, most especially with Australia and the United States. My connection with Bharat began over 5 decades ago in 1969 when, as an 18-year-old from rural South Australia, I left home, and after spending a year in Chicago, flew to India, where I would live for 7 of the most formative years of my life. I lived in villages and multiple cities, working in village development and also occasionally with large companies like Tata, Mafatlal, and Beelers, where we applied the same group methods to facilitate their planning processes. That period of my life taught me the power of human dignity, the resilience of community, and the potential of all people. I learned that true leadership is not about command. It's about trust, service, and shared ownership. And that ethos stayed with me throughout my career. In 1989, I left the nonprofit world and co-founded Canbay, a global IT services company, with a colleague from Mumbai and a colleague from Canada. And that company grew to over 7,500 people, 80% of whom were based in India. And from our early days doing offshore development, software development projects in the 90s, to our IPO on the NASDAQ and eventual acquisition by Capgemini, India was not just part of the story, it was the heartbeat of our story. People ask me, how many times have you been to India? And I don't know how to answer that. A couple of 100 times at least after I lived there. I have had the great honor of building businesses there, but more importantly, I have built very deep friendships that span generations. And I consider Bharat a co-home with Australia. As we gather here today, the geopolitical and economic landscape is certainly shifting, and global supply chains are recalibrating. New technologies, as we've heard, are emerging. Energy systems are transforming, and nations are rethinking their place in the world. And against this backdrop of great change, the Australia-India relationship is not just a diplomatic priority, it's a strategic imperative. India, of course, is on track to become the third largest economy. Its youthful, dynamic population, technical capability, and appetite for global leadership make it a natural partner for a country like Australia, with stable, resource-rich, values-aligned, and looking to diversify its economic future. Our two economies are remarkably complementary. India is rich in people, ambition, business innovation, and digital dynamism. And Australia is rich in natural resources, research depth, and institutional strength, like India. Partnership opportunities abound. And there's no better time to forge long-term partnerships that combine Indian scale and entrepreneurship energy with relevant Australian know-how and trust-based institutions. But to do this, we must go beyond diplomacy and memorandums of understanding. We've just got to go ahead and do business together. And do business well, we must understand each other, not just in trade terms, but in human terms. One of the greatest obstacles that Australians face in working with India is the temptation to compare. Australian business people and Australians in general like to compare India to home, or perhaps to China, or to our systems or our expectations. But India is incomparable. India is India. Complex, layered, paradoxical, and profoundly relational. When I talk to Australian business people about doing business in India, I emphasize that in India, time is not measured by clocks, but in context. Decisions are not made in haste, but through reflection and dialogue. Communication is subtle, indirect, and layered with meaning. And success in India is not about how fast you go, it's about how well you listen, how deeply you commit, and how resiliently you build trust. Yes, the road to a deal in India can seem to an Australian business person to take longer, but I emphasize that when the door opens, it stays open. I've learnt this from decades of experience. Once you have earned trust, Indian partners are loyal, fair, and generous. They want you to succeed as much as they want success for themselves. And relationships matter deeply. I know that if I fell on hard times, I always say, give me enough money to fly to India, because there are at least, even today, 20 doors I could knock on and say, I'm home, and I'd be welcome to be part of the family. Now let me turn to South Australia, my co-home, which is a rising platform for innovation and investment. And I know you've heard from other speakers today on this, so I'll keep this very brief. But South Australia is undergoing a profound economic transformation. Once dependent on traditional manufacturing and agriculture, we're now building a diversified economy anchored in clean energy, health innovation, advanced manufacturing, defense, space, agricultural technology, and so on. We're not the biggest state in Australia, but our size is an asset because we can move quickly, collaborate deeply, and punch above our weight with global innovation. South Australia is a global leader in renewable energy integration, battery storage, and hydrogen innovation. We were the first state to legislate net zero by 2050 and remain at the forefront of decarbonisation. As you heard this morning, we're home to Australia's next generation submarine and frigate programs and defence primes like BAE Systems and Lockheed Martin. The Tonsley Innovation District is a beacon for clean tech, robotics, and smart manufacturing, and our world-class universities provide a thriving education and are a magnet for research collaboration. In short, South Australia is open for business, and we welcome Indian capital, Indian innovation, and Indian enterprise. And of course, the Indian diaspora, so beautifully represented here, is one of the most remarkable global phenomena of our time. And Australia is privileged to be home to over 900,000 people of Indian origin who are scientists, entrepreneurs, doctors, restaurateurs, and students, who are not just contributors, but are bridge builders between two great democracies. Those of you here today in the Indian diaspora, I believe you have an unprecedented opportunity to engage more fully with Australian businesses as partners and help them build this bridge to Bharat, because you understand both systems, you embody both worlds, and you represent the future of global leadership. And in this time of rebalanced global trade, when the East is rising and the traditional powers are recalibrating, I believe Australia provides a unique opportunity. We can be a trusted landing pad for Indian innovation and a launch pad for Indian capital working together into global markets. We can co-create global solutions in education, healthcare, water, agriculture, and decarbonization, but we must move now, and we must move boldly. You have a phenomenal opportunity. So let me conclude with a call to action, not just to policymakers, but for every business leader and every person in this room. If you are not engaged in Bharat Australia business, you are missing one of the greatest opportunities of our time. If you're waiting for certainty, you'll be waiting forever. The opportunity is here. Imperfect, yes, but immense. The winners in the new world will be those who act with courage, curiosity, and commitment. Australia and Bharat are not just aligned economically, they are kindred in spirit. We are both multicultural, resilient, democratic, entrepreneurial, and optimistic. We both value family, education, hard work, and the power of partnership. We share much more than trade. We share deep common values. And from this common ground, we can build uncommon success. Let us move on from networking and talking to deal making. Let us move from talking about trust to building it, from admiring each other from afar to standing shoulder to shoulder together as true partners in moving forward to meet the global marketplace. As I reflect on my personal journey from the villages to global boardrooms, I am reminded of the words of Rabindranath Tagore, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. Into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. Into that freedom, my Father, let all of us awake. Let us awake to possibility. Let us awake to partnership. Let us awake to shared prosperity. And as the Mahatma is attributed as saying many decades ago, let us live each day as though it were your last, and learn each day as though you will live forever. Let us act. Let us act with urgency, act with commitment, and act with trust. Thank you, and namaste.
Thank you, Mr. Spencer. And now to take us into the next segment, I invite on stage Sri Sheshadri Vedyam.
Namaste and thank you, Deepaji. It's been a long day, and I understand I'm standing between y'all and dinner, and we've got one session planned. For this, I'd like to invite Sri Suhit Anantula to come on stage. Sri Suhit Anantula is a strategy designer and an AI transformation leader with 20 years of plus experience and the founder of the Helix Lab. Without much ado, I'll get Sri Suhit Anantula to take you all through the next session, and we'll meet back soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Sheshadri. Namaste, everyone. I know it's been a great and long day. I know we're all tired, but Swamiji insists that the importance of this conference is also the people in the room, not just the speakers. So what we thought was, rather than just doing a normal thing, we want to do something where actually the people in the room have so much of knowledge. How do we help it share and make it happen? So what we have designed is a different kind of market intelligence which is sitting in your brain. So we want to ensure how do we capture this market intelligence from your brain and share it with everyone. So we got 4 topics today, and each corner of the room is a topic. So you've been sitting all day, so it's a good time to kind of get up and walk around. Each topic of interest will have a host. So we got 3 questions for you to kind of talk to other people, and then we'll summarize, and then we'll break for dinner. We'll see how the energy goes. I'm happy to kind of finish early, a bit late after 8. We'll see how we sense and do it. So we got 4 topics today. The first one is renewables. There's so much conversation about sustainability and green energy. So we have got renewables, which has been hosted by Sri Sandeep Khurana. So anybody who's interested to talk about renewables, please come here on the left corner here. The second one is by health. Health is such an important part of what we do. It's hosted by Sri Vittal Chettigara. So health is on this side. So if you're interested in health, please go to this corner. And then we've got property. We've heard from Sri Ravi Patel before. So Sri Ravi Patel will host about property and infrastructure. So that's at that corner at the end. And then it's me who's going to host about technology, will be at that corner at the end. So you've got 4 opportunities. You've got renewables here, health here, property and infrastructure at the back, technology here. Saying that, last bit of advice is you can talk anything, of course, but we would like you to talk about 3 things. First is, what are the opportunities you see between Bharat and Australia? What are the challenges in your topic area? And what are the 3 actions that you want to take this forward? So if you can talk about that in your specific areas, we'll get these people to come and summarize, and then we'll break for dinner. Hope that's clear. So let's break now. Pick your area, and you can get up and walk towards the area that you like, and start meeting other people who are interested in the same topic, and let's see where we can go. So renewables, health, property, technology. Thank you.
Hello, namaste. Just a reminder, health over here. Health on the right side.